Hello, and welcome to Chaotic Creatives, the show about embracing the chaos that comes with living a creative life.
We're your hosts, two self-proclaimed chaotic creative gals. I'm Rachael Renee. I'm an artist, creativity coach, internet hype gal,
And author.
Woo!
And I'm Lauren Hom, better known as Hom Sweet Hom on the internet. I'm a designer, lettering artist, muralist, and chef.
Ooh.
Tried to do that in one breath.
Good job.
Thank you.
I'm obsessed with today's topic.
Me too. We were talking on the phone about this a little bit ago, and you were like, can I have that question for my list of questions? And I was like, yeah, you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've been asking it to a lot of people, and it's really fun. Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
Lauren, tell me what's on your secret menu of offerings.
Okay, to give some context for this question, I was telling Rachael that I've been workshopping this idea of adding a secret menu to my portfolio site, kind of piggybacking off of the topic of last episode, where it's at the footer of my website. It's a link that you can click that's password protected, that you need to know someone to get the password, word of mouth. And the secret menu is a list of offerings of skills that kind of fall into what I call skill purgatory, where they're not quite skills that would make it to my main portfolio that I'm going to market as services that I offer, because either they're too heavy of a lift to be like sustainable for me creatively, or they're just not profitable, or I just don't want to do them that often, or they kind of muddy up my other offers. But I like doing them and I'm good at them, and I'd like to offer them once in a while. So on my secret menu, I've always joked with Rachael that if it paid better, I would love to just like be a house painter. I've helped Rachael paint her bedroom.
And we might even paint after this episode.
That is a thing we might do. I've helped a couple friends paint their bedrooms, and I love doing it. I love painting my own house. Like, it's almost like therapeutic or meditative to me.
I mean, the listeners, if anyone watching, you've seen the different iterations of the murals at the old studio.
Yeah, that's true. And I had a year-long paint partnership with Claire Paint a couple years ago, and I just like changing up the interior of my space with wall paint. And
cheap and easy way.
Yeah. And unfortunately, in our economy, painting murals pays better than just painting rooms. And so that is what I'm forced to do. I do like painting murals, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be something that would be on my secret menu that I'm not going to market alongside mural painting. But if, let's say, one of my, someone walked into one of my friends' rooms, a friend of yours was like, hey, your bedroom looks great. Did you paint that? You're like, no, my friend Lauren helped me. And you can, here's the password for her secret menu. It would be great if you could hire friends of friends for things. Other than just professional, our normal professional services. We were just talking at lunch, instead of having to hire a TaskRabbit or someone that you don't know to come into your house to help you with this task, it would be nice if we could just have more referrals that way, or even just do things for free or barter.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think knowing what your secret menu items are and telling people about it is a way that we can collectively care for each other in the we obviously have our immediate group of friends. I feel comfortable asking you to paint my bedroom, but if I could say, oh yeah, my friend has this specific skill and she is willing to charge you a nominal fee, or in exchange for a trade,
one of your secret menus,
then that is just us taking care of each other and not having to especially as women who live alone, having somebody come into my spaces, it always feels like such a mental hurdle to have somebody come and give me a quote on something, or then I have to kind of bolster myself up to be no, I don't have a husband, I'm the financial one, and unfortunately there are just still a lot of experiences where it's just really disheartening, or just uncomfy.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to be oh yeah, my friend so-and-so does this. And I think that is a part of community that has maybe been lost in the age of the internet. You just used to have a guy or like that was something that I experienced when I was living up north with my parents is like my car broke down up there and my mom just like called the tow truck guy. She just like knew who it was. Like it's small town mentality that we kind of lose in the bigger cities or like in the age of the internet where it's like we don't rely on each other as much because it's like, oh, well, I'll just hire someone for that when we actually don't have to. We can trade and barter and like take care of each other a little bit more. I think we're all trying to get back to something like that.
Yeah. It's like these skill purgatory, secret menu, whatever you want to call it, like house painting, I'll bake your birthday cake.
Yep.
That's something I do for my friends too.
Lauren helped me out with a birthday cake.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Like I'll also recently something that I've added to my secret menu of skills, building furniture. Like definitely not carpenter grade furniture, but if you've got a weird nook in your apartment that you need a bench for, I could help you with that. That's the kind of stuff that I've been doing for myself for years that I feel like I would be more than happy to assist someone with. You buy the materials, maybe you throw me a couple bucks, buy me dinner, whatever it might be. And that's something I enjoy spending my time doing that. And it makes me feel useful. It yeah.
So you have house painting,
furniture building, amateur furniture building. I'll bake your birthday cake. I would probably do some we were just talking about this earlier, but I would probably do people ask me where I get my pom-pom earrings all the time. And while I have no intention of selling them, I would make one-off pairs if people ask me. Part of the beauty of the secret menu to me too is instead of marketing it publicly on your main website or Instagram, it really limits the flow of inquiries that you get too because it's secret. It's hidden. Not everyone is supposed to know about it.
Yeah. And we're not talking in and out secret menu that you can just Google.
No. This is supposed to be something you'd enjoy doing once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've really enjoyed this question because I think it gets people, when I've asked it gets people to acknowledge the skills that they have that perhaps are not directly correlated to their small businesses or their jobs. But we're all so multifaceted. And I feel like there are things that bring us a lot of joy that are just not scalable to make money from. And so in, our society, it's we gotta prioritize the skills that make us money so we can pay our bills. But there is a place for these other secret menus.
Yeah, unfortunately, capitalism only allows for you either maximize profit or something just becomes a for fun hobby. But a lot of times, house paint, painting a room in a house, what do I do with that, right? It can't really be a hobby. It's more of just a task.
Yeah. Yeah, secret menu task.
Yeah, I'm also really handy.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that either. Or yeah, I think that the secret menu is just kind of stuff that you're good at doing, that you enjoy doing, that maybe a starting place is stuff that you do for your friends that you wouldn't mind offering to the greater community right out the next circle of friends outside of that.
Yeah, your friends' friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I am also handy and have a fair amount of tools. They're not necessarily great tools, but it's kind of tangentially related to that where it's oh yeah, Kristle borrowed my wagon the other day.
Yeah.
Because I have, because I've lived a lot of iterations of creative business owner, I have a 10x10 tent that I have told people at my ceramic studio, hey, if you're doing pop-ups, borrow this instead of buying
I wish
one.
we could pool some kind of rental resource together.
I definitely have thought about making a spreadsheet and just sharing it with my friends. I mean, I have these tools. Who has what? Who has a paint sprayer? Who has a leaf blower? Yeah, I have the tent. I have, 2 8-foot tables. Imagine if you're having a party, you don't want to rent 2 tables. I have those. Yeah, so almost the resources is adjacent to the secret menu. But I've been thinking about what my answer would be.
Oh yeah, what's on your secret menu?
And at first I immediately thought of things that I didn't want to do but what people asked me for. So especially when I was doing more fashion content on Instagram, people wanted me to style them. And I have never been interested in that, but I didn't know that until people started asking.
And you started feeling that feeling.
Yeah, that sort of almost resentment of this isn't why I'm doing this. And it really forced me to kind of articulate like and create the Dress for Yourself course, because I'm like, I don't want you to dress like me. I want to encourage you to experiment and dress for yourself.
Yes.
And so like personal shopping and styling, that does not appeal to me at all. I'm like, I want to get dressed and I want to inspire you to get dressed for you. And I don't want to have anything to do with you getting dressed. So that's definitely not on my list. I think that like some of mine are just like labor. Like I like doing yard work. I would do yard work for my friends. I enjoy cleaning. So like I offered to one of my friends, I was like, hey, you know, would it be beneficial to you if I like offered to come and deep clean your house for you for your birthday? And she was like, for some reason that makes me like anxious thinking about you coming and like deep cleaning and seeing how bad everything is. And I'm like, but that's why I'm offering to help you. But she said no.
You're like, let me in there.
I'm like, let me scrub. Yeah, I feel like if I can get in like a really good like zone out mode, I really get going.
Yeah.
But something more creative is I would love to do like brainstorm sessions for Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
Because
that is so good.
Oh my God, I love doing that. And I have a specific approach that I follow, and like I think, and not so much like what you should be, but how to construct it. Like I think I have it's like the engineer creative like combo where like my friend Katie goes hard for Halloween every year, and she goes and does this group activity and they all dress up, and so she picked a costume and she was like, how do I attach I'm a rooster. She's the rooster from Robin Hood, like the animated Robin Hood movie, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's okay. There's a rooster. He plays the banjo. And she's like, how do I make myself rooster-ish, but for an event where I'm walking around a ton and riding rides? Because she goes to a theme park. And I was like, okay, let's do wire in felt, and then that bends to your tail feathers, and then we'll use fishing line to attach it to your shirt, but let's put duct tape on inside the back of the shirt to like strengthen it so that the fishing line doesn't pull on the material. And it was so fun to just like hack together this costume. And because it doesn't matter, like it's not like an official costume that's gonna be worn a bunch. Like I'm good at hacking stuff together for like temporary solutions and coming up with like, how do I make this look like this animal? Yeah. That feels really fun to me.
I feel like in another lifetime, you and I, instead of doing this podcast, could have been like a epic cosplay duo or something.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I feel like if I would have grown up in LA, I would have been a costume designer. And if I would have grown up in New York or gone to New York for school, I would have been a set designer. Because I dated somebody once who used to work on the like lighting and electrical team in the union for like film in New York.
Right.
And he was telling me about any one of his like artist friends, he would like try to get to join the union for the set design. And he was like explaining the test that you have to take. And it's like, paint this to look like marble, paint this to look like wood. And I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah.
And then you have like a sick union job.
Nice.
Except the hours seem way too long for me. And I don't think I'm cut out for that. So.
Because your bedtime is 7:30?
Yeah, I was in bed by 8 last night. I read for like an hour and a half.
I think one time last winter you texted me. It was 6:30.
Oh, the sun was still out.
Yeah, you were like, I want to go to bed so bad right now. But I know you stayed up a little bit.
I did, yeah.
Like 7:30.
You know what? I'm trying to honor my body when she's tired. And I think especially in the winter seasons, like we are part of nature. Like it's hibernation time. We need more sleep in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lauren went out to dinner last night, but she's staying with me while we do this podcast. And I got into bed at like 8 o'clock and I texted her and I was like, hey, I'm reading in bed. Just FYI, like doors open, sleep stuff is out. Help yourself to anything. And you got home at like, what, 9? I was still awake. But it didn't last much longer than that. So
it's good. Thanks for letting me be me. I was up till like 2.
Amazing. Great.
There's the one spot on the floor on the way to the bathroom, very creaky. I was really worried about waking you up.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it is really creaky. Something like almost like internally though, I know that it's you. So because I know that there's another person in the house, like it doesn't wake me up. Whereas like if I heard that sound and you were not here, I would be like,
you were comforted by the creaks and then the soft crunch of crouton.
Exactly. The gentle. Yeah. I'm sure the cats loved it.
Oh, yeah. The cats tried to eat the croutons.
Yeah. Yeah, Kitty loves human food.
Very cute. This episode is brought to you by us asking you to follow us on Instagram at chaoticcreativespod and or YouTube at chaoticcreativespodcast.
Both. Follow us on both. Like, subscribe, comment, share on all the platforms, please.
Yes, please and thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, now back to the episode. Back to your costume thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we first talked about this, I think Halloween costumes, like themed parties, you'd be great at.
Yeah, I love to like come up with a weird theme. Like my last birthday party was soup gala.
Yeah.
And it's just like we have, speaking of Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, come on up. Come on. You might get some purring on the audio. Okay, so themed parties. I think would be very fun for secret menu for me because I love to think of something like, okay, what is an engaging like request for the participants and what do I want to do? Or like, you know, you as the party host, what do you want to do? Like for my birthday party, the soup gala, I wanted to get dressed up and wear fancy clothes, but I didn't want to cook or cater. And I wanted there to be like an interactive element that was like kind of silly and having everyone bring their own soup. And I made salad bar. It was like fun to think about what things went on a Midwest salad bar. It was fun to have people bring like what their favorite soups were. And then I put the cups in like muffin tins. And so everyone got to try a bunch. Yeah, I don't know. As a participant, like, what did you think? Did you have a fun time?
Yeah, I had a fun time. I liked the juxtaposition of like...
It was high-low.
Soup, yeah, crock pot soup, and then like the request for us to like dress up fancy. I really liked that. And this is the only book I ever mentioned on this podcast, but like in The Art of Gathering, Priya talks about guests want a task. They want a thing to do. So like making requests, like especially like quirky or specific requests of your guests is actually a good thing that makes a event memorable. That's why people love a costume party. Like a themed thing, like an 80s party. People love because it's like it's taking us out of our like day-to-day element where it's like we're all going to do the same zany thing and show up together, and that's like a very bonding experience.
Yeah, and like having people giving the soup thing was something to talk about, and like you tried beer cheese soup, you don't like beer. But you enjoyed that soup, and like it was fun. I think that would be something that I would enjoy. Like, it would be fun to come up with a list of like prompts to ask someone that I was helping brainstorm. Like, what do you wish your birthday was every year? Like, what's the thing that you like never tell anyone that you want? And for me, it was like to be celebrated and like have all my friends come together and have a big party. And it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to do myself. And like, you know, I had my orange themed birthday party. I hired a face painter. Like, I think that is so fun and something that I would be good at.
Yeah, absolutely. I liked your soup themed party too because the soup implied like please leave by 9. Yes. Like it had like a grandma undertone, which I thought was great.
Yeah, accurate for me, right? Yeah, I was in bed by 10.
Yeah.
And that was great. And I mean like in bed like cleaned up.
It's really impressive.
Yeah, it felt good. And like all my friends know that by now. And I think that that's okay. Like no one is coming to my house and expecting that they're going to stay till 2 a.m. I will literally ask you to leave because I want to go to bed, you know? So it's like, it started at 6. You had to get there at 6 and then we ate dinner together, sat at a table, and then a little bit of chatting, some cake. Bye.
Yeah.
Easy.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So that's okay. So Halloween, some yard labor, birthday or like party planning. And I think I enjoy doing the party planning too, from like the experience, like aesthetically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that
do you think that there are other things on my secret menu?
Because I remember when we first started talking about this, I asked you, because we were hanging out, we were doing parallel play.
Yeah,
I was
quilting,
cutting paper, you were quilting. And I said, would you add like quilts?
Oh, yeah.
And you said, I thought your answer was really interesting. Do you remember what you said?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you what you said.
Tell me.
Because I, as someone who won't sell my pom-pom fruit earrings, but would sell them through secret menu, like I'll make one pair here and there. I just don't want to be like a production,
Yeah.
Because they take so damn long for me.
Yeah.
But you said that part of what makes quilting fun for you is you like being in charge of coming up with the design. And if you had to implement someone else's design, it would take the fun out of quilting. And I thought that was really interesting because I have been like a freelance like designer for so long, integrating like client like feedback is just part of the process that I can metabolize like fairly quickly. And for something like pom-pom earrings, no big deal. But quilting is much more involved than pom-pom earrings. And I thought the answer was interesting because that's a valid reason to keep it off of your menu.
Yeah. And it's just like, I do feel very like precious about quilting because it does take so long. And as someone who does a lot of like fast projects, it's something that I very intentionally like created a way for me to complete quilts that works for my brain and my process. And I've also just made a lot of them as gifts. And so they feel very special. And yeah, I think that it would take the fun out of it if same thing with like people have asked me like, oh, did you make those pants? Would you make me a pair? And that doesn't appeal to me at all. I'm like, no, I'll share the pattern with you. It's pretty easy. But like the fun of it for me is creating something that I get to wear and like figuring out the fabrics or with the quilt, like doing the colorways. I like I have made quilts like for someone I dated. I made a quilt in a colorway that was more like his colors, which very neutral, not my not my colors, but it was a fun challenge that I implemented myself.
You're still in the driver's seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I still got to pick the design and then got to think about like, what would he like aesthetically that still fits within my aesthetic, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Now that I think about it, one thing I still wouldn't add to my secret menu, like when I was thinking back to what we were talking about earlier, like when people are asking you for like personal styling, because of the just like time and labor and like how to produce this, I don't think I would do any custom ceramic pieces. Because I'm thinking about how about I don't know, 6-8 months ago, Kristle and I did like a honestly secret menu like swap.
Yeah.
Where Kristle made me a duplicate of one of my favorite shirts because Kristle knows how to sew. So I gave her one of my favorite shirts. I actually bought a copy of one of my favorite shirts so she could take it apart to make the same pattern because she was practicing pattern making. And she made a duplicate of it in another fabric, which was amazing. And I made her a set of like mugs and espresso cups and saucers. And
oh man, I think about those a lot. So if you ever add it to secret menu.
And there is a part of me that's like, I would love to. It was so fun to make. I think I could. They were simple enough that I could probably produce them. However, it's the like barrier to entry of needing to go to a studio and fire them and like glaze them.
Totally, especially because you're in a new city, harder to access. Yeah,
I just know that when the second that like any timeline was set, it would be very difficult to charge any money for it or to like, it would stress me out to know that someone was waiting on this thing.
Yeah.
Even if I was charging no or like very little money for it for like a swap.
And I think that exact feeling that you're talking about is like the feeling that I've felt with client projects that made me realize I actually don't want to do this anymore because I'm resisting because I don't want to do it. And then I'm resentful and I don't like, it doesn't feel worth the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I never want people to be waiting on something, especially something that's like I offered to do for free.
Yeah, there are certain deadlines
cheap,
that feel good and like a little fire under your butt can feel like invigorating.
Yeah.
But then there are other ones that feel like looming and like
totally
it weighs on you.
Yeah.
And like you it's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
So it's good to like pay attention to those things and
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this secret menu question.
Yeah, and for anyone listening, like wonder what's on your secret menu.
Yeah.
Like there are probably so many skills that have just kind of like gone into skill purgatory. Just kind of hanging out there.
I mean, even something as simple as like, Lauren, you've offered to put together IKEA for me. It's like, I had this table.
I put together this table this morning.
Sitting in a box, ready to go, like knowing that I wanted to use it for this purpose for the podcast. And it'll stay here. I'll probably keep my office set up like this.
Amazing.
But it was just like, I do not want to put it together. And it took 10 minutes?
Yeah.
But like even skills like that, how can we, I just feel like it comes back to like community care. It's like, you know, inconvenience is the price of community, you know, is what they say. So it's like, okay, yeah, maybe I don't like live for putting IKEA furniture together. But if my friend needs help, like, okay, I'm going to visit my friend next week for her birthday. She doesn't have a car because she lives in a walkable city. What's that like? And I was like, hey, I can either take the train to you or I can drive. But if I drive, we can use my car to like go run errands or do whatever. And I'm so grateful that she sent me a list. She's like, here's the things I want to do for my birthday. Like to have your help with, like pick out a paint color, go to a fabric store so I can get some stuff to make curtains. And it's like, is that like the top thing that I want to do when I go to a new city and visit my friend? Probably not. We're going to go to the spa for her birthday also and like go out to a nice dinner. That's going to be great. But I am absolutely thrilled to do those things because it's helping my friend.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more that we can, we talked about this last season when I was like, we got to ask people for what we want because we all want to help, but we all also love direction, kind of like from the art of gathering. Like we want a specific task. So it's like, hey, actually, I could really use your help mending this thing, Kristle. Can you mend this for me? Or Lauren, will you paint? And I felt comfortable being
I ripped my pants again.
Hey, I did too many like aggressive squats.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. And how are you ripping your pants?
I'm not going to say.
In a not safe for work way?
No.
We're going to move on.
Yeah.
Okay. I felt comfortable asking you to paint my bedroom. I was like, hi, Lauren, you're here. We're going to record the podcast, but also maybe you want to paint my bedroom again, even though you already did it once and I don't like the color.
I love that you just want it to be a slightly different shade of pink.
Oh, man. I'm so particular about my colors, though. You know, it's a neutral pink and I want it to be a bright one. It's going to change the vibe of the whole room.
It really will. I understand.
Yeah,
I completely
understand.
understand.
You do. Thank you for understanding. Okay, any final secret menu thoughts before we wrap up?
As the originator of the secret menu, I think it's just a fun thought exercise for either what skills you could do it like I'm thinking of, right? Like it's something that you offer like a secret paid service to not that many people. It could also be something that you skill swap with your friends. It can be something that you just like do for free.
I guess like in terms of like the Halloween thing, like I have done a webinar where I was like, hey, it's actually serving a bigger purpose. It's like an example that I was using of like building a Halloween costume and understanding like my intentional approach to like prioritizing my play in this creative way. And that was like, I offered that as a free webinar to support the launch of my community. Yeah. So it's like, it's a secret menu item in terms of like, I'm not going to charge people money for like a costume
consultation. Sure.
But I will still give that information to like help support a larger offering. So like if you have secret menu items, you know, maybe it's not something that you actually sell, but it can be in support of another one of your.
Yeah, absolutely. The same way that like my pom-pom earrings, for example, who knows if they would actually make it onto the secret menu, like when I put it in the footer of my website, but they actually likely won't. We'll see.
That one feels like it was a late ad. I feel like the other ones feel more.
Because it's a product, not a service, and I'm not really like a product gal.
Yeah.
Like I would do it if you like really asked, but like what am I gonna charge you? Like $40, $50 for like a pair of handmade earrings? Like I'd rather teach you how to make them.
Yeah.
And we know how that went.
Yeah.
However,
at
like
that particular moment,
I do think that the secret, like thinking about those things, like you said, it could be like my pom-pom earrings are something that are kind of like a part of my personal brand. Like it's something that I like to wear. I like to show them off. Like it showcases like multiple like interests and skill sets. But like some things just like aren't there to monetize. And
I mean, some things are truly just hobbies for us to do ourselves. Yeah. I mean, it's like the personal style thing. It's like, I just want to do this for me. I don't even really, I mean, you have to be a special friend to go thrifting together. Like you and I, we go because we just go our own separate ways, and then we meet up in the home goods section, which we might do that later too. We got plans.
We've got our main to-dos, but we've got some like fun stretch goals.
Yeah, some stretch goals. I like that.
But yeah, think about your secret menu, and we're not saying that there's anything you have to do with them. We just thought it was like, we had a really great conversation when we first started talking about this.
And I think it helps you articulate the things that you actually don't want to sell. Like when you asked about the quilt, because I was working on a quilt, and you're like would you ever do this?
Where does it fall on the scale of like definitely want to monetize to like never in a million years?
Yeah. Yeah. Because that helps you get clear on what you want your goals to be for your creative business or specifically your hobbies. Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about this in previous seasons. Like sometimes your skills maybe are just best used for holiday gifts. And like that's when that's the opportunity that friends and family have to like get this one special thing, like a quilt from you. And maybe it's something that like, it's just word of mouth. Like Kristle's a seamstress now, and she can help you fix your clothes, and she gets a lot of like joy out of that personally. Or like I said, house painting is like my meditation. So anyone
we're gonna have a meditative session.
Yeah, can't wait to paint your room. We were joking that we're gonna film
Fussy Pink.
Oh, okay.
Imagine that. We were joking that we're
going to film the last.
Record
the last episode of this season. Just me painting in the background.
I'm just sitting watching Lauren, like petting the cat, having a snack, watching Lauren, which is kind of what happened the last time. I feel like I started off helping, and then,
If there is a way to like use lav mics or something.
Yeah. I got him. No, we're not doing that.
All right, great. Let's wrap it up.
Okay, cool. If you enjoy the podcast and you want to support us, maybe consider supporting us on Patreon. We have a couple of paid tiers. The paid patrons get the early access ad-free audio of each episode the Friday before it comes out. Ooh. And we produce this podcast ourselves. We don't have sponsors. So you are the sponsors if you can, if you feel so inclined. If you can't afford to monetarily support us, consider giving us a rating, a review.
Tell us what you like about the podcast.
Yeah, send us a nice message. We love getting those. And maybe send an episode that you really enjoyed to your friends. Just help us get this chaotic creative creation.
Yes, share it in your group text, share it in your work Slack channel, share it in your Facebook group, wherever creative people congregate.
Yeah.
We would love that.
Yeah. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye.